This is the very first Titus Tech shareholder meeting. So thank you for coming today. And I'm going to do this once a month. I saw another YouTuber do this and I loved it on just like a secondary channel because it really helps organize my thoughts, kind of review all the different channels I have and all the different things, and also kind of touch base with you guys, because when it comes to Titus Tech Talk, most of the people that have subscribed over here have been like the people that have been fans of me, whether it was Chris Titus Tech or elsewhere, or the live streams. And I really just kind of wanted to review the month and just show you everything that I've done this month, review it and go, hey, what worked, what didn't work, and then also like, hey, what's the future look like? What am I thinking for more videos in the future? And I want to get back to doing more videos. Like when I first started YouTube 5 years ago, almost a little over 5 years now. That's wild. It's wild. It's been that long. I did more off the cuff videos where I was like walking, talking, and doing other stuff. And then I was like, hey, I really need to be more professional and get in and only do good videos on the main channel. And if it's not a really good, 1 out of 10 or whatever it is, it's not worth doing. And as time's gone on, and I started up a new channel this month, which we'll talk about. I didn't tell anybody about it for the most part. I just fell in love with that whole process of building and doing, and then I looked at this channel, the Titus Tech Talk channel, and I was like, some stuff works over here, some stuff doesn't, but it's more for really the fans and not really something that I'm looking to capitalize on from a views or just, hey, I'm going to go viral on this channel. That's just not going to happen. And, I think in the early days, we'll get into it, but I think the big thing here is just looking at that. But let's just jump into the desktop, look at, probably we'll start with Chris Titus Tech, the main channel with 600 and some thousand subscribers. And then we'll transition to Titus Tech Talk, and then talk about the new channel a little bit too. And it's kind of funny. One thing I figured out over this month, I've really gotten to a really good spot, and I've been able to really jumpstart the old creative juices, so to speak, by actually working more, which that sounds counterintuitive. But for me, that the new channel has been kind of like my outlet for that. And it's really helped me make more videos on all the other channels, and also just go live and do those things more often. So yeah, I just love this, and I'm in a really good spot. So that's where we're starting. Now let's see where we've been and where we're going. So the main channel, Chris Titus Tech, gained a lot of subscribers. The growth over here has been so steady. And that's the crazy part about this, is I've never really had any kind of dips. So, most YouTubers experience really huge periods of like euphoria where they're just getting tons of views, and then really giant dips. If anything, this past month has seen a huge jump in views. So this is pretty much all the views, all the videos, 6 videos this month on the main channel. And most of it was around recall. We have 3 recall videos, and the whole purpose of that was just going, hey, what's going on with this? Because why is there a feature in new Windows? And what we found out was whenever you stripped out recall feature, which is just a stubbed feature, I believe, they basically would break in an offline image the File Explorer because of a bad dependency in File Explorer that just was forgotten to add when they started revamping File Explorer in Windows. So that was the gist of these 3 videos, was just kind of the whole, hey, is recall getting there? Is there any executables? Is the program running? And the gist of it, there was not really any recall application on any x86 system that we could find. and removing those feature stub files did break File Explorer, but we did find a fix for it by editing the app manifest. And that's just like the too long didn't watch of all these 3 videos. So that was fun. Blue Sky. Now, I did make this video, and I've essentially switched from Twitter to Blue Sky mainly because I can control the moderation on it. Now, with Twitter, a lot of people get real political with this, which I don't understand. It's social media. It's all garbage, right? But with Twitter, what I find myself doing is I check it and then I get tied into whether it's the news or something else going on. It does a good job of that. That algorithm has a good job of basically controlling your thought process. And I was like, oh, I don't like this. I always get stuck over there, and it wasn't good. Blue Sky, I really like because there is no algorithm. It's all driven by you. So I can make my own moderation, my own block lists, and then I just filter all the stuff out of the feed. Because the default feed on Blue Sky honestly was like a bunch of like suggestive cartoon characters doing a whole bunch of bad stuff. So I made that video going, hey, with Blue Sky, this is how I set it up. This is kind of like my moderation. Here's my block list. And here's my starter pack to just follow tech people. So like I jump on there and I'll still chat with like a couple tech people over there, which is great. But it's a good way of jumping on. And I find myself not checking it very much. Where Twitter, I had a bad habit of checking it, 5, 6, 7 times a day. Where Blue Sky, I might check it once a day, and it's just better overall. So just more for mental health for me, but also I'm able to talk to other tech people over there when I need to. But the whole purpose of Twitter originally was to collaborate with other YouTubers and other stuff. And now that I've met them in like conferences and stuff over the years, we have like our own Discord where all the YouTubers will talk back and forth. So I have access to, 30, 40 different huge, big YouTubers, and that's really nice. So it's a very good community, and I don't really have to worry about having a Blue Sky or a Twitter anymore. It's still nice to have, but I don't know. I don't know if it'll make it or not, but I'll keep it up. I still have it over here on my little tab, and still a lot of activity. A lot of people are using it. So if you like that short form content, I think it is the best platform. But at the same time, a lot of people got really defensive about me leaving Twitter. And I was like, dude, Twitter's been a dumpster fire like forever. It's always been a problem. And for me, it was more of that ass. I don't really care about the politics behind it all. I was just like, hey, this is a problem. With the Twitter, I think the main sides I had that I was just like, I really don't like this, is the crypto and AI bros just kind of taking over the platform. And then the porn bots was just like, what the world, man? What? Come on now. I don't need to be seeing that in my feed. I was always scared to pull up stuff in my feed if I was live because there could be nudity there, and then that gets flagged and I have to delete and go offline immediately to try and scrub that whole interaction, which sucks. So that's why I just never really pulled that up, and also why I kind of switched was really those 2 main factors. And then the Google Chrome, you can see, actually, I'm still using Google Chrome, and this is awful. Now, V3, I have noticed, is worse. So let's not sugarcoat this. I think some people watched this video and said, hey, Titus, what's going on with, you've sold out. You've gone to Google Chrome. That's crazy. You're insane. The whole purpose is this to test how bad V3 is. And I think my gist of it, the initial reaction in this video was, meh, it's not really that bad. uBlock still works pretty well. But as I've used it more, there's more issues with V3. Specifically, I was trying to do a Reddit reader app for the Apex Legends video I just did today. And the reader app no longer works on V3 because it had to like get that information. So it basically essentially broke that extension. So I think it's a problem. I think V3 does suck. Let's just be honest here. Come on. V3 is not great. I'm, it's a little faster, I think, on the load because you're not constantly live loading, and also there is a good scrubbing of any malicious extensions. It's harder to abuse than V2. But and then downside is the extension ecosystem is damaged, which I didn't touch on in this video 6 days ago. But as I've used Google Chrome for about the past week or two, I have noticed the extension ecosystem is not nearly as rich, and the extensions have much more limited capabilities, which is kind of sad. So I don't recommend anybody switching to Google Chrome. I might switch off it again. I just hate switching my browsers very much. So as soon as I get the mental capacity to switch, I probably will. I just don't want to do it now because it's a beat down to switch all my stuff over and then put it all on the new browser. And then I'm like, ugh. So I might just go back to Thorium. Thorium's always been a rock solid one. I just like Thorium. I know people always critique me for that, but I still think Thorium's probably my number one. Believe it or not, after all these years and me saying it's the best browser and people just completely roasting me, I still stand by that one. I still like it the best. I still think it's the best web browser for me. Probably not for you, but for me, I do like it. And I know a lot of people are already like, Firefox is the best. I get you. Glad you exist. And I'm looking forward to maybe Ladybird entering the arena and really making a lot more of a browser experience. I would love a completely third-party, independent, open source, amazing browser come in. So Ladybird is making progress, and I'm looking forward. I'll probably do a video on it coming up soon. And then finally, the Apex Legends things drops Linux support. It was just a hot take video. I just saw the news and I was like, here's what I think. You know, maybe they paywall the cheats instead of open sourcing them so not everybody on Linux can easily cheat in Apex Legends. And a lot of people didn't like that take. I get it. I understand. Honestly, I would prefer no cheaters. That would be great. But if you are going to cheat and you're going to develop cheats for a game, don't open source it in Linux and then have it paid in Windows, because that just basically tells gaming companies, hey, Linux are just a bunch of cheaters. So I just wanted to discourage that. And I was like, hey, if you're going to cheat and you're going to give out your cheats, at least get money for it. And that way it's at least not rampantly distributed across the entire internet, which sucks. So, because then it just makes us all look bad and it's just detrimental. That was the whole gist of the video. And I think that was lost in translation as soon as I was like, hey, just paywall your cheats. Yeah, I get it. I get it. A lot of people don't like that, but I think I'm going to do more of those videos when it's some big news like that. I'm just going to give my opinion. And that's the whole point. And it's okay if you don't agree with me. You know, that's the whole thing I've always loved, whether it's here on Titus Tech Talk and I'm live, or over on Chris Titus Tech. It's not about just regurgitating what you think or believe. It's about just introducing new opinions and new ways of thinking about things. And the only opinions I ever make and I publicize and record are ones that are different, that you probably haven't heard. That's the whole purpose of it. So if I don't think I have a unique or a take that is somewhat different from everyone else, I don't make a video, because it's just to farm views. Like, no, like the whole purpose of this is to be unique and to have a unique voice. And that's why I make videos. I think that's important. So anyways, that's that. That's Chris Titus Tech. That's where we're at. The future videos over here, honestly, with this channel, I just like to see, hey, if a video I think will do well, or I think it has mass appeal, I'll put a video up. Now, I don't really plan anything over here. I think the only thing I have planned for this next month is Linux laptops video, which I still have not made because I have just been... I guess I don't know. I just kind of got burnt out for a little bit there, and I just was like, I'll make a video and I'll get my one video a month or something. But this past month, I've made 6 videos, and honestly, I didn't even feel like I made that much. So I have really, really started getting going again, and the main channel is doing very good, very healthy, and some of the biggest views I've ever gotten, and most subscribers I've ever gotten to. So no complaints here, and that channel is very, very good, very well off, and we're doing well. Now, over on Titus Tech Talk, this has been a very interesting, kind of like my playground of sorts over the past, oh geez, probably a year or two. And I've tried a bunch of different iterations on Titus Tech Talk. I never really do anything over here that, back to thorium, they just know me too well. Google knows. uh, I've always kind of tinkered over here. It's always been just something where I wanted to play. But the thing I found that is just like a staple, a cornerstone of this channel is the live feeds. So anytime I have a live thing, or I want to go live, I always broadcast it over here. And the whole purpose of this is just to kind of be able to do the live streams. Now, back in the day on the main channel, I actually did use live streams over there. I did it for a whole year. And what I found is it actually tanked all my views and YouTube stopped recommending me. So this channel is just meant for live streams because if I do it on my main channel, it kind of kills me. And it's just counterintuitive. It's wild. So this is mainly for live streams. I have had a couple issues in different things that have happened over here over the years. I tried to re-upload my live streams and edit them down, removing all the silence using a software called Recut. And I found myself doing like 3 hours of work after every stream. And I was like, what am I doing? In this past month, I was just like, is that really worth it? No, I looked at the money I'm getting over here. I looked at the time I'm spending and I was like, dude, I am spending so much time and I'm not even making like $1,000. And I was like, okay, that's just stupid, Chris. Why are you spending, I think it was upwards. I was doing 2 to 3 videos a week and for live streams. And I think at the end I was at like 10 or something videos on average per month over here for live streams, each ranging from 2 hours to like 5 hours. And to edit all that down and then upload it was somewhere in the neighborhood of about 40 hours. And I was like, what? No more of that. So the videos over here, I think I'll do like some one-off videos every once in a while, like this shareholder meeting. The next video over here might be the shareholder meeting. But the thing you can count on is the live streams. Every Tuesday, Thursday, sometimes a Monday, very occasionally like a Friday night or something if I have something really big that I'm working on. And I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm going to live stream this. But definitely every Tuesday, Thursday, and then I'll mix in Mondays and Fridays and maybe even a weekend every once in a while. So that's the gist of this channel. And I just want more off the cuff stuff and just this more of like a dumping ground of extra content that I kind of want to put out there, but not. And I know some people do Patreon and other stuff behind a paywall. I don't really want to do that. I think a lot of my members, I really appreciate you supporting me, but most of that is just to get like early access because there is a delay on like lives. Usually I get pushed to members for about a week and then it'll publish to everybody else. And I kind of like that. So if you do support me, I appreciate you. You get a nice little icon on like a lot of the comments of the videos. And then also you get the videos a little earlier. And I like that to where it doesn't actually separate anybody out and you don't get like super exclusive content. Maybe I make the shareholder meeting specific to members. But I was like, I kind of like want to fill everybody in though on these things. I don't know. Let me know in the comments how you guys think this is. It's mostly me rambling here and talking about just the state of the different channels. And in this live, we actually made a whole new website. And I kind of want to show this. It's called Age of Titus. It's a Hugo one. And what I like about it is I wanted something that had no monetary value to me and something where I could just create and have fun. Now, I don't really want to tell you how much time I spent on all this, but a substantial amount. And I've really enjoyed just making this, going through and going, hey, what all am I making over here? And designing this whole thing. Like I made Python scripts to call the API of this game to pull in all of the old past games I've made. And make a whole gaming channel. And this gaming channel is only exclusive to Age of Empires 4, RTS, and if you don't like that and you don't like RTS, don't subscribe over here. And if I'm on a live stream, I'm not going to answer like tech questions or anything like that. I just for fun. So I don't really tell anybody about this, and that's kind of why I made Titus Tech Gaming, was just to go, hey, uh, here's just this fun, completely separated channel where I'm building out just something I have a passion for, which is Age of Empires 4. And I love that. It's just something to dump those ideas on without actually monetizing. And I even have two different Twitch channels, Titus Tech Gaming and regular Chris Titus Tech, specifically for that. So I completely separate the two. So then when I'm gaming, I'm only gaming. And then when I'm doing programming and stuff, I'm only programming. And I really like that. Now, speaking of the programs and the GitHub, like WinUtil, this has been great. I have just enjoyed the main drive, I think the pillar behind all of this. And what got me started was YouTube, but really what has kept me going this past year has been WinUtil and now LinUtil. These two projects have been fantastic. And being able to take the Linux utility and all the things I've built over the past 4 years, whether it's a bash beautification script or an Arch Titus, whole automated install of Arch Linux, all those things I can incorporate in this one utility. So all these repositories I've done for here, I can put in here, and all the different things I've done for Windows, I can put into WinUtil. And now I have these two big utilities that I'm constantly developing every week. I'm in here chatting with people. There's a Discord channel specifically for WinUtil. There's a Discord channel specifically for Linux utility. And I found a really happy medium because I figured out my audience is fractured. Some people only like Windows. Some people only like Linux. And when I was trying to combine the two audiences in like a Discord channel in the past or any kind of interaction between the two, it would always end a disaster. So separating these guys out has been fantastic. And it's all community run too. I'm not the owner of any of these servers, and the community just kind of takes it and does whatever it wants to do with it. And I think that's fantastic. But having them more separated in a smaller audience has been great. And I never hear anything except for, hey, Titus, we got this pull request, we got this new feature, and it's a good collaboration tool for me now. And this is where probably my number one priority is still a developer and developing these things to make better people's better computing experiences, whether it's on Windows, whether it's on Linux. At the end of the day, I want to make your life better. And I feel like this has been my greatest accomplishment, is these two tools. This is still very young. I know a lot of people are like, this shit doesn't work, Titus. This broke my computer. Yeah, I know. It's still rough around the edges. This is only about 4 months old, I think, at this point in time, 4 or 5 months old. And that's just how it goes in the beginning when you're making something. And I just love building it. And still got 42 pull requests. This was like 90 pull requests earlier in the week. So progress. But this is my favorite part about what I do is this. And then also just creating these videos. I still love this chatting back and forth. Well, when we look at it, I just adore this. One more thought. Over here, I just wanted to make this video to tell everyone, hey, I'm back. I really, really want to do more videos. I know this past year or so, I've kind of cut back a lot, and I feel like I failed a lot, especially with not making what I used to make. So when I first started YouTube, just to rehash kind of their origins, I made 365 videos in 365 days, and then I just kind of fell off a little bit. You had COVID, you had all these other stuff happen, and I don't know. I kind of fell into a slump a little bit there. And now I've found such a great happy medium spot where I still love going into my day job once a week. And heck, this next week, we probably are going to do some kind of, I say, heck, we still got a old server 2016 that we got a sunset there. So I get to teach my replacement probably about FSMO roles and PDCs, and we're gonna switch those roles over, and then, geez, probably do like a DC promo and get rid of that old server and show a proper sunset and decommission of it. Now, I originally, when I started the main channel, I was going to actually do more Windows Server type stuff, but it's such at a high level, and very few people actually get any knowledge from those, so it's not really even worth making videos about that. And I'm not very passionate about that stuff, even though that's like my main expertise in business, which is kind of funny. So like everything I put online, I feel like I'm kind of a noob, I feel like I just read the manual and was like, let's do this. Let's make a video. Where all the stuff I have like decades of experience in, a lot of times I'm like, nah, it's just so few people will get benefit from it because it's such a niche thing at such a high level that most people won't ever interact with that. So that's the day job I still like, and it's a whole different beast. It's a whole different thing to tackle. And I know some of this people are starting to like going, how many things do you do exactly? And the thing I found out over this past 5 years, I'd say, to round out this meeting, is the more I do, the better I am. The less I do, and if I have too much time on my hands, the worse I do. And that's just kind of how I am. And I find stuff that works for me and I just go. And that's where I shine. I just need a good caseload, so to speak. I need a good workload to balance out me as a person in my mind. And after I stopped trying to go, hey, I'm gonna work 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. I'm gonna isolate this down to just this window, and it just doesn't work for me. If I'm feeling something, I'm real passionate about something. Hell, it could be midnight, and I don't mind working until 4 in the morning. Even now, even still, this past couple weeks, I've been up till 2, 3 in the morning. And I'll wake up at like 8, 7 or 8 in the morning. I just, sometimes I'm just like, if I'm really wired and I'm ready to go and I'm ready to develop something, I just need to go do it. And sometimes when I wake up, I'm like, oh, I don't feel like working right now, or I need to get going. I'll usually start up, get my coffee, and then I'll do like 2 or 3 hours of work, take a break, go work out, go for a walk, come back, maybe even veg out for like another hour, and then I'll work for about 3 hours more, then eat dinner with the fam, maybe do something, and then later that night, I'll usually work another 3-hour thing. And I know that sounds weird to people, that I might work a 9 hours in a day of actual work, but usually doing it in those 3-hour chunks, I found I am the most productive and I get so much done. And I finally have just accepted that's how I work as a human. And now I'm able to produce just a ton. Anyways, this is a 30-minute rant. For the 2 people still here, thank you. Love you guys and gals. And I will see you at the next shareholder meeting. If you made it all the way, let me know. Sign the book on the way out. And I'm going to do this once a month. I think this is a great just brain dump. Not going to be very highly edited over here. I just wanted to go, here you go. Have fun, guys. Enjoy this. Let me know. I love the feedback. I love all these other things. I know sometimes I make videos that just suck, but that's okay. It's all about the ones that really hit home and the ones that suck. You got to kind of make both. Can't be good all the time. And that's just what I'm going to do. I'm just going to make a ton of content across the gamut as I've laid out in this video. All right, y'all. Peace.